look at it, and it's, you know, a ton of teams being afraid to take villains to Icebox after, you know, a few weeks ago. Of course, that's ages ago when they still had Orange Pearl, but a few weeks ago, villains, they 15-13'd Bliss, one of the best teams probably on a map such as Icebox. They beat them on it. Villains, also Nebula, strong Icebox team. There's a ton of strong Icebox teams here in the Autumn Cup. And of course, a few of them want to keep that title because, of course, playoffs just around the corner. And Villains, I imagine. Lance just filling in for this evening. I couldn't imagine they'll be playing with Lance for the playoffs, but who knows? Because, of course, roster locks dictate that they're not allowed to use Prophet, but we might see a bit of a change-up for playoffs because, you know, we'll have to discuss with Rosa. Our lovely admin doing all the work behind the scenes. Again, a props to him. He's still under the weather, boys, from last week. Got a bit of an illness. Pigeon, they've got a bit of an illness to plant this spike down, though. Marsh able to find the first and the second. My lord, Marsh. Some beautiful shots being landed with the Ghost. He's looking to punk these kids. Ronan. Next one out towards the kitchen. Villains try to mount this retake, and it's Marsh's tapping ends right now. My lord, Ronan. You need to come in swiftly with these blows. And it's going to fall. Suave finding the shots with Myth to close it. First round goes to Villains. Some swift taps from Marsh, I have to say. My lord, man. First round go to Villains. And look at the scoreboard here. 3 from Marsh means halfway to the ultimate already. Thrown up in kitchen. Lance. So now, a player filling in for this villain side, and they've got a heavy amount of experience with Lance here on this roster. Of course, Lance has played his fair share of competitive Valorant. Of course, if you don't know, he used to be on the Tilted roster. They were, I believe, overt way back in the day. He used to be in Summer Cup, I believe. He filled in here or there. Wall goes up early from Suave. He's extremely cautious, as are the rest of Villains, because you never know where Pigeon Esports are playing. Very sneaky into it. Snowy, my lord. First kill for him. Suave's gone uncontested. My god, Snowy. He's hitting shot after shot. We asked him during the pregame what he put in his red cordial, and I don't think it's stream friendly, but definitely something to make him zoom. He's hitting shots. Crazy right now. Crazy good ones. Marsh, though, on the flank with the Bulldog. My god, Marsh. He's had his red cordial. He's had his Red Bull mixed in with it. Ronan. Gonna be towards spawn. Marsh is actually able to get out alive, and this is where Lance is now going to put the pressure on. Marsh with the Bulldog. Second round for Villains. Villains comfortable on Icebox, so they're comfortable to go for these very aggressive pushes and very aggressive play. Started to work out Pigeon Esports' kryptonite. It's you fight fire with fire, you fight aggression with aggression. They'll be meeting tail end of a Bulldog or a Vandal. Blast packs. My god, Prophet with the hops. That's a pocket. That's not Prophet. We expected to see a Prophet, though. Joining this Villains roster later on. Suave finding a shot on a Monday. He's found another. He's gotten away with 2 kills. Looking for a third, maybe, on a Ronan. They put the pressure on, and it's pushing behind this Pigeon Esports roster. And somehow Snowy. Oh, it's actually Mazza has snuck up into the tube. Lance isn't going to expect it. Marsh might not expect it either. Mazza has looked away. Suave still cautious of this aid sink. Ronan sets in pressure that Mazza needs a lasting impression from the flank line. Marsh. We're starting to hear the footsteps walk over here. He knows there's two coming in his midst. It's Ronan. Now he has a Vandal dropped. He's going to pick it up and trade it out. Mazza B. Marsh. Shot comes in. Snake Spike. Spike is retrievable here for Mazza. And Marsh getting dinked off of that duel. Mazza's going to call for the rotate.
30 seconds left.
Playing it smart. Gonna plant that spike down at the B site.
Planted.
Marsh might have outbrained him though. Does he check to his left? He doesn't. Mazza has gone uncontested and unchecked. Snuck up in the kitchen. And Marsh isn't gonna know it either. He is in such an unfortunate position. Both of these players outbraining each other. It's now Marsh. Still on the hunt. He's got full toxins to work with. Mazza peek out, and Mazza, the beautifully placed push, 5 HP, wins the first round for Pigeon Esports. My lord. Marshall just checked. Wait, Marsh, sorry. Just checked his left, and he would have been finding it. I believe Marshall is his actual proper name. And you always like to see a player incorporating their real life name into their alias. I believe it's common knowledge. I'm not sure though, so we won't disclose anymore. But it's always cool to see players incorporating their alias into their name. Or name into their alias, sorry. That's up. No. Sporting a completely different alias for a completely different reason. It's for a good cause. I respect it. Suave. He doesn't respect him though right now. Villains. My god, Suave just turning up the heat. Got the Bunsen burner out. Science class here. Mundy. It's been a while since may have taken science. Knows to turn the gas off. And the heat starts to press. Push. Oh, Mundy. That's a crazy quick flick. The Viper's pit popped. They haven't checked the myth on top of this site. He might be looking to get away with it. He'll just peek, drop in as soon as the plant comes in. Myth goes, peekaboo, I see you. He's not a hero. He's a villain. And he's going to steal it away. Myth. A beautifully placed hold there on the drop down. Third round of villains. Third round, Icebox. As we said, a heavily favored map for the villains roster, and they're now all starting to mesh. Even with the super sub of Lance. Starting to click. Myth. Pinging where his dart's gonna go. Straight down. Actually gonna ping behind him. Doesn't spot them. That's very nicely timed here from Pigeon. Suave. Might be nicely timed if he needs to get out. Mundy's going to be holding for it. He's going to hit both of those shots. Bangers coming out of Mundy now with his Sheriff.
Get out of my way.
Across towards his B site. Lance, Myth to deal with the take. Lance has gone uncontested for the moment. Now Drone comes out. And Lance. Snowy. Might have gotten a miscommunication there. That B might have been clear. He's just gone and sent it into the site. Marsh. Might suspect a rotate here in just a little bit. Cloudburst cover. Players get over to A scot-free. Marsh. He's waiting for that final fourth here. Issa a little bit slacking. Shots missed. And they'd be lacking. Myth. Gonna grease up some kills, but gonna be Ronan. Deep fry him. Snake's bite to come out. The Venom comes in the lockdown though. And there's no Sova ult to really stop it for the moment. So it's gonna have to be push come to shove. And it's gonna be after Thrift stolen away by Pigeon Esports. Pigeon Esports start to enhance their game a little bit more, of course, thanks to our lovely sponsors, LG Ultra Gear. Might be looking to power up their display, powering up their immersion in this game, because Mundy's starting to hit some shots. Let's bust out the Tethered Realms. Knives, I like it. It's a bit of a cross. Double stack. Villains aren't going to be stacked for cash, though they're out of it. Suave, though, with the help of Villains, are going to go for the push. Marsh is going to be holding close. Lance has the share of the work with the res goes off. Missed opportunity here for Lance, but he's able to power back up. Turret goes down. He can't find any more. Myth. Suave gonna res out pocket. Myth tries to peek before the wall goes up. And they have a Phantom to work with on Suave. He's found it. Now drone flies over. That wall's looking a little bit green and maybe a little bit toxin infected. See, it's Snowy and Mundy to hold all this post-plant situation. Dart comes out, swing comes in, Snowy's taken though. Mundy trades it back on a Suave. He's looking for pocket too. The pocket shoots like a rocket and blasts them to the moon. Fourth round here for Villains, as they are starting to pick it up here. And 10 seconds now to dissipate. Ronan, he's got the Empress out. We've seen some shots being landed by him, but we aren't seeing the heroics from Snowy this time around. Of course, a different style of character coming out of him. Saw Jet from him. He's giving it up the Mazza pocket. Gonna be caught on the Hunter's Fury, but a Hunter's Fury in return from Myth. He's looking to return the damage on a Snowy. Damage is being heavily dealt to both sides. Now drone flies through. Pocket needs to be careful. Things that they might walk up the right side of pipes. It's Lance. We're going to reposition himself on top of a grenade. Shock Dart goes out. Ronan going to be pushing here, and he's going to have to deal with Lance holding this close corner. Maybe not an expected position to be peeked from. It's going to be spotted, though, by Ronan. Beautifully placed here. Pocket, though, going to be swinging the left side of pipes. The left side to...
30 seconds left.
Of course, to the enemies. The right side for him. Suave needs to be on the right side of this fight. Spike will look to go down 20 seconds here. Here comes to the site. Snowy. They have to pick it up and plant it. You can see that the comms not flowing as well as they would like. Mazza, though, he's flowing with the shots like an ocean. Starting to come all under wraps here. Villains might be losing this round of Pigeon Esports as Mazza plays up on the high line, and he plays in the high life. He hits the shots. And it's 4-3. Pigeon Esports with the help of Mazza. They take that third round. As we can see, the operator in play for Mazza. Swapping out the Jets is normally not what you see from a team, but a few of these teams have shown their willingness to adapt. Of course, we speak about Villains. We speak about Pigeon Esports. We speak about ShadowNet too. The, of course, Sentinel to now the Jets. A little bit of an interesting change up, though. Marsh has changed up. He's still riding in his lane, though. Snowy and Ronan taken out. That's a massive amount of kills. The impact that has is gargantuan. Because now they're feeling a little bit dicey. Pocket. He's going to roll the dice. It's 666. They're seeing red. Villains 5 and 3. They take it all off the help of the double there from Marsh on the judge. The gun may be nerfed in the price tag, but it is not nerfed in the shots. Actually, might have been nerfed in the shots in recently, but it's still a crazy good gun and a crazy close range like that. Marsh, he's doing bits here for Villains, and not every day you get to see him on the Viper. Normally a coveted Sentinel player, as we said. 5 to 3 here for Villains. Push going towards the belt. Oh my god, the pain shells from Pocket. Another one from Suave. Give them all to him right now. He gives one over to Pocket. Mazza. And that's just going to be flawless. Villains know that they can push the metal against that eco from Pigeon Esports. 6 to 3. Villains turning it up to 11. Feeling ecstatic. The electricity. The lights are on at home. Starting to think about dinner. Villains. It's 12 and 6 for Marsh. I have to say, him and Suave. Suave definitely on the lookout for one of these players to take our coveted MVP award. Lance, this is such a brave peak to go for, because he's got Suave to back him up though through the kitchen. They're gonna have to get a few numbers over towards this A site in just a second. It's going to be Pigeon Esports looking to take it once again. There's the toxic screen goes up from Snowy. Snake Spike goes out from Marsh. So does the dart. The Viper's Pit available again for Pigeon Esports. They're going to place it there. The wall goes up. And Toxic Viper's Pit goes out from Marsh. They're trying to cover it. Suave. Myth has actually gotten himself up in a high line. He's going to see 3 players. And now it's up to Suave to find the kills. He's going to drop off the rope, and Suave bangs another shot. He's looking for another on the Mundy. He puts the wall down to seal his fate. Mundy back against the wall against 4. And he will fall in the end, lowered in his grave. My lord, man. Villains are turning it up now. Boxed like Fortnite. That's where Mundy's come from. And a good reference there. Boxed like a fish. Mundy getting his due diligence. He's getting a bit of memery thrown his way. Villains are feeling good about it. Paying their homage, though, are Pigeon Esports. They're paying their homage to Orange Pearl, who, for some reason, left the Villains roster. But of course, I guess you can't really blame them. Pocket, my lord, man. You can't really blame him for going very, very aggressive. The shots come out. Swarm. Marsh. It's actually Lance, sorry. Keep getting confused. Issa, my lord. Alright, alright. I see you. Lance. He's in a little bit of a rough position. He's able to find the flick. Marsh is here to back him up completely. Snakes bite, paint shells, flushing everybody out of position. It's going to be Lance and Pocket to find the final 2 kills. Villains secure themselves the second last of the half, now to the last of it. And this is the most impressive and I guess aggressive and oppressive attack defense side we've seen from a roster yet. Even ShadowNet paid respects yesterday, of course. Their game against Eshays was a little bit weird to say the least, but ShadowNet was still able to claim it. They claimed themselves a top 4. And for Villains, they've already claimed themselves a sole 3rd place. Dart comes out. He's going to get the scan on a Pocket. But they're already on the flank line here. Villains are feeling confident right now. They have spotted Myth. They have spotted the Swarm to come out. Pocket, though, with the quick reflexes. It's Marsh. Actually going to lose his comrade. Suave was caught on the flank. Marsh is looking to hold, rotate. Oh my god, that's a flick. Marsh looking for another. You will not kill my allies. Mundy gonna be raising out his teammate. You can always need more foes. You can always need more friends as well. Time is of the essence, though, for Pigeon Esports. They're still looking to go towards Zay's site.
30 seconds left.
The hunt begins. Ronan, pop the Empress. So try and pop that spike down at A. Pocket and Myth in sizable positions to deal with it. And here comes the pocket rocket. Flies through the air. Only good for one, though. Myth is good for one more. Two more players left to deal with. It's Snowy and it's Mundy. All bang to come in. They've got post-plant position if they want to go for it. Toxic Orb goes up. Hunter's Fury to the lockdown. But now the players are being pushed to and fro. Mundy and he's starting to fall down as it all comes crumbling in the end. Villains, as they start to build themselves an empire. 9 rounds on the defender side of Icebox. My god, man.
Switching sides.
Very impressive lead that they've found. Icebox just seems to be one of these games that's one of these maps that's a little bit more one-sided than we expect to see. Icebox is by no means an easy map to play defense or attack side on. Villains, they make it look all too clean and cut. And you can see now the sides have swapped. It's Pigeon Esports now the defense. Villains now to the attack. Swab and Marsh. We're spotting Mundy going for a bit of an aggressive push. Gonna group up. Mundy actually doing a heavy amount of damage at long range. Suave. And his teammates are actually able to sneak through mid. Snowy, though, has a collateral over it. Longer you look away from him, and he just hits these magical, beautiful bangers. Last player standing, it's Lance. Alvita saying Issa. Taken low, but not taken out. Dinner is on Pigeon Esports this round as they find themselves now the economy to work with in this one. And we have to say, we haven't spoken all too much on the economy. It's a marshal. It's a few sheriffs. Few saves being called, though, for the villain side. They can't really afford to find any sort of pistol grace. The marshal... Sorry, Marsh. With the frenzy, of course, the $450 pistol hasn't been actually nerfed all too much in terms... Maybe even buffed in terms of the price tag. Marsh is looking to play it close against Snowy, but he's actually going to fall here. Marsh out for Mazza. There's too many M names. There's too many players to deal with. Lance finding his bucket going to be found, though. Swap has picked himself up a Spectre. The wall goes out from Mundy. The battle stage to come through. Right click. Lance trying to hit a fadeaway. Dink on a Mazza with the help of his turret. That is now going to be expensive for Pigeon Esports. 4 points of HP. Lance has the spike and he's got the position to back off. Bends himself a little bit. Gives himself a little bit of breathing room. Out of charges. Swarm. Toxic screen goes up at B. Lance already hot towards that site. He knows that doesn't really have to do all too much. The super sub from last game. Now the Sentinel this game. He's going to set up the spike in default. And as soon as Pigeon Esports hear that spike go down, they're going to go for the Road Saint. Both towards spawn here. Snowy. He's going to check that line. Lance knows it's another coming. Ronan, that was his opportunity. Lance going to place the turret. He's going to try and back off, but he can't get around the corner too quickly. A little bit slow around that one. The defuse to come in from Ronan. The 5th round of Pigeon Esports. They are going to get the defuse. They're going to give it up to Snowy. So he's gone for a little bit of a BM. Well, finally, of course, defuse it. 5th round. And you can see 9-5 now our scoreline. And guns now again available for villains. They are going to be bringing out the purchase. 3rd round expected to be the buy round. It's going to be a few phantoms and a few vandals, though the vandal players seem to be on top, settling the ever so prevalent debate. The bomber goes through. Doesn't spot Snowy. Toxic screen goes down. Peek though from Snowy. We'll find Myth. Drops a snake bite. Drops another for good measure. So he can't be found by Pocket. Pocket's already out of there.
Toxins going up.
Pocket's actually back to it. He's going to be found by Snowy. Well. It's going to be Suave looking to peek towards middle here. Issa caught on the jump up. And catching another, maybe. Ronin caught here, but he's not going to heal and get across to this site without getting a ton of damage dealt to him. Mazza putting on the pressure with the rest of his teammates. Mundy tries to find it, but Suave takes 3 before falling. And again, another round goes. It's bonus to Pigeon Esports. And this game looking to go a little bit more closer on Icebox as well. We saw a commanding first half from this villain's side. 9-3, but now 9-6. You know? Lance, he's got the lockdown to Snowy's Viper's Pit. He's maybe not the most favorable judge map, but we saw Marsh do it in that last half. 17 kills for Suave. It's racking him up. Viper's Pit goes down early. Our drone flies out early from Myth.
Right here.
You can see everybody starting to rotate here for Pigeon Esports. A shot comes out from Mazza. Marshall one comes in. Shock dart. Actually going to go out there. There's a player peeking screens in just a second. They're not going to expect Marsh. This is a crazy position he's found himself in. He sees the gun barrel. He just needs to hit the shot on the Ronin. Now his position has been made aware of by the rest of Pigeon Esports. A 4v4 evened up. It's going to be a rotate. Marsh is just here for the play. The wall goes up. Poison Orb to cover his tracks. The rest of villains have wrapped themselves through kitchen. They could be looking to find it. Shot from Suave is beautifully placed. Another to be found on Easter in just a moment. Though Mundy catches their kitchen wrap. Marsh looking for shots on the Easter. Whereas on the Lance. But they know where it is. They have the lineup. Mundy's just got it in lockdown. It's a pandemic going on. Pigeon Esports. Though they fly above it. Suave. It's going to have to steal away this round again. Issa holding the off angle. Suave knows it too. Issa going to wide swing into it. 4 seconds to plant this spike down. And I think Suave might have got it. He just plants it in the nick of time. 0.1 or 0.2. Whatever it is, it's spiked down. 1v1. Suave v Snowy. The king v the queen. It's going to be on top of the belt. It's Suave on top of the line. He drops the slow orb. He's a little bit panicked at the moment. Snowy needs to bring the blizzard. Needs to bring an avalanche here to this round. It's only snow for the moment. It's only shots from Suave. Another slow orb comes out here. It slows down the pace from Snowy. He tosses out the snake spite. The plant is for Suave, but it's going to be Snowy to hit the shots, man. The avalanche rains down. Even gonna go for a bit of BM to close it. Snowy takes the 7th round here for Pigeon Esports. That's going to be a 7 taken. Snowy crucial under the pressure. Insane in the clutch. Insane in the membrane. Insane in the brain. Nine to 7. Suave will be the heroics. They're all going to be in vain. Villains look a little bit out of sorts. That was an eco for the villains roster. Dart has pinged an early player. Suave has been pinged himself. Issa, slow judge. You should run. Issa needs to get out of here. That slow orb making him draw for time. Villains have popped the lockdowns. The A site's completely covered if they want to go for it. They're going to have to be awfully cautious now for the fight to come in after it. Lance, no peeks wide on the screens. Mundy going to get the res. They've got post-plant position now to play with here, though, but Suave, he doesn't really care that the spike's down. He doesn't really care that he needs to reposition. He's just going to take the fight to screens. Looking for Ronan too, my lord, Suave. My man is clean with it, though. Mazda able to hit the wallbang in return. He's looking for a wallbang again. Myth playing the high line, but it's Issa to take the low road and the low approach. Pocket and Marsh now to try and hold that. This defuse is coming in. Snowy is stuck it fully in the toxic orb, and the time is of the essence. Pigeon Esports are going to take another round here. Take one off on the board. 8, 9, 9, 8. It's an even game from a 9-3. It's a 5 in a row for Pigeon Esports. Villains, they've come so close in so many rounds, but it's only a matter of time. Pigeon Esports might stir this back into their favor. They might start to take the lead back into this game. Villains, and this would be a bit of a rough one. Hunter's Fury comes out. That's from Issa. Marsh, though, he's taking bullets. He's taken down by Mundy. And you will not kill my ally without a bit of rebuttal. As they res the teammate up. And they go towards Zay's site where there's nobody here to take with. But we've seen Pigeon, they're pretty comfortable in going for these retakes. Screens. Ronan out on the rafter. He's dropped into a toxic Viper's pit down. Suave Marsh playing in this site. He's ticking low. Marsh needs to be careful where he sits. Issa looking to sit himself pretty into this site. Viper's pit covers a ton of members here, though. Marsh and the rest of his teammates are going to just be playing in this hefty little angle. Snowy is above it all. He's going to drop in. The shots are coming out so beautifully here from everybody. From Villains, they're all playing in this Viper's pit. They're doing so well to find it. Now Mazza's backed off. Shot. Well placed from Mazza. Starting to hit his groove a bit on this jet. Might have needed a bit of time to warm up. Spike goes off. And detonates completely. Villains, they take themselves 10. Getting scary close to that match point. They're getting scary close to series point here. We're going to close it out against the Pigeon Esports roster. I have to say, Issa not having the most impressive performance this time around. The icebox not too favorable for a judge. We can see scoreboard pretty up there for Suave. 22 kills to his name. He is doing bits. I have to say Marsh too. Suave and Marsh been playing this series phenomenally for this Villains roster. Definitely looking to claim the last win. Hunter's Fury comes out from Myth. I'm going to tag anyone up. Missed opportunity with some of the shots. Marsh now with Pocket. Looking to approach this site. Issa with the classic up on high. Slow orb goes through. Dart. Lance Gonna be finding the kill. They still haven't found Issa. He gets a dink in on the Suave, but he's not gonna get away with it. Marsh finds another on the Mundi. Mazza. Now, 1v5. Not really possible in his position. He's gonna be found by Myth. They make it flawless. Nobody falling. They drop the operator. They drop the round. 11. One away from match point. And you can see what this means to this Villains roster. Just a little bit more in terms of their season. Pigeon just looking to play upset because, of course, Villains, they're already locked in for 3rd in the playoffs. And I have to give credit where credit is due. Pigeon, for a team in 2nd last, only 1 win to their name. They're still looking to play for keeps. Almost take out Haven. Villains, they're able to knuckle down. Come back into it's Mazza. Up in this kitchen position. Gonna find Marsh, but does he expect Suave in the same angle? Traded 1 for 1. The res nowhere available though, because of course the recent update put it all the way up to 8. Ultimates are hard to farm these days. Orbs are hard to claim. You can do it pretty well on Ascent and Bind, but Icebox, Haven, a little bit more crazy spots. A little bit more open to the engagements. We see Ronan is going to pop the Empress, but that is going to be heard here by Villains as they send the darts out. The Pocket Showstopper comes in, but he holds his nerve. He's been spotted by Pocket on the cross. A short fuse. Now, Pocket. Oh my god, he gets it. Issa peeks into it. Pocket's gifted a kill. Mundi looking to peek in and Pocket and give him another maybe. Though Snowy lines up 2. The wrap is around from Suave. He's taken out. Smith now. 1v2. 4 match point. It's not the play he wants for him, but he's going to take the fight against his former teammate. It's Mundi being Myth. Low HP for both players. No heal available. Mundi is going to go for the stick. Myth's going over the top. He's going to drop down. He's going to plant the spray to sound off the Q. 18 HP. Mundi, though, is going to win it. And he is going to stick halfway now to the full. And Mundi takes it. 9-11. Proves. And it was for the best that Mundi left the gang roster. The Fury roster. Now, of course, I believe it was Power before they completely disbanded. Storied history. And he gets revenge against his former teammate. Mundi, I have to say, for a player who's, I guess, on the fill roll, he's feeling giddy with himself. Might celebrate with a bit of cake. Might also celebrate with a bit of diet milk here. I don't know if anyone's seen this, but there's, of course, diet milk in that kitchen. God knows what's in that bottle. Or that carton. Spray to come in. Paint shells to come out. He might be looking to flush Snowy. Snowy backed off completely, though, from the site. It's only a matter of time. Guns still available here for both sides. Pigeon, they've heavily stacked over at this B site. They've got Issa in that close corner. They've got Mazza with the knives up in kitchen. 2 towards that site. Ronan, a deep line with his Guardian. A missed opportunity with that shot. Pocket. He's going to land it, and that calls the rotate. And Suave's holding for it. He knows where Snowy likes to come from.
Here.
Places the wall up. Mundi's dropped off. Doesn't drop onto the wall. He's going to sneak himself into a position. Oh, Mundi with a flick. Finds Myth. But a myth of him winning that round. Mazza with a drop shot with the knives. I have to say, still sharp shots coming out from both sides respectively, all considering the scoreline. And all considering the situation that they're in. Snowy. Sorry, Marsh. Caught in air. Gonna be grounded. Lance. Gonna be finding Issa. Villains. Now finally have themselves that match point. Oh, we've seen them struggle to close it out when they did find it, of course, on Haven. Pigeon Esports were able to fight tooth and nail to really stay into it. Now 12-9. Everything on the cards here.
There.
Villains series points. Our final game of the season. Villains looking to win in commanding fashion. Ronan gonna go over. Turret placed. Shot out from Ronan. Myth with the drone. And there's going to be a push here from Snowy. That is uncharacter-like and very mistimed. It would seem misaligned with the visions of Pigeon. Mundy up on top of the nest. Looking to find some initial shots on the swab because he knows that that wall's going down. Hunter's Fury comes in. He's trying to find on to Mundy. But he's covered. He hears the plant go down. There's nothing he can really do about it. Looks to go over the wall, bang the Viper's Pit. Welcome to my world, Marsh. As Villains do their best. Dart dropped shots. Issa. Interesting that he didn't actually go for the peak there. Drops a shock dart close range. Pocket. Drops a shot close range. They still have to be cautious. Marsh is in the front of this site. He's holding next to this spike. He's just holding for a play to peek him. They 2x2. They find him. A Swab. They find another one. Lance on the back line with the lockdown. This is already one maybe off of the timing alone. The timing so of the S. Since they don't have anything to stop the lockdown, they're just going to stick it in the plain sight. And the shots to come out. And it's bang. Lockdown closes it. Lance again with a super sub.